Pepper says, I'll be snoozing while you're all decluttering and finally putting away those gifts people gave you. Today we're going to be talking about ADHD and perfectionism and how that shows up with my hoarding disorder and all the stuff. Now, a behavior that I've done since childhood is that if I am given a gift, I like to keep it in pristine condition, the condition that it was given to me, because I almost feel like if I use it, it destroys the magic of that moment. And the magic of that moment is that I felt so loved, that somebody thought of me, thought of the things that I loved, and decided that, you know what, I'm going to give her a gift that she will love and enjoy. And for me, that means everything to me. Like, wow, you really spent the time to give something special to me, and it makes me feel loved and makes me feel seen. So what I do is I keep it in that perfect condition. That's not what it was meant for. It was meant for me to enjoy. So let's talk about the behavior of ADHD perfectionism, how it shows up. How can we turn it around? How can we take baby steps into breaking those patterns and habits so that we can actually use the items the way they were intended to be used? And as we're having this conversation, I'm also going to be decluttering some small areas in the bedroom that need to be reset. All the gifts that you see here, they were given within the last 2 years, whether it was for birthday, Mother's Day, Christmas, thank yous. Also some auction gift baskets that I had won, because I always win a basket at an auction, and that makes me feel what? Special. Let's go through a bag now. And this one is the most recent one given to me because it is a belated birthday gift because she does not live near us. She came to visit. We had family time and she gave me a gift. And she knows me so well because she knows what I love. I cannot wait to use this. Of course, with the gift, it's more than just the item. It's what the item represents emotionally. What it represents is that somebody loves me so much and cares about me so much that they go out and spend time buying gifts, knowing that I'll love them, that are a part of my personality, and know that I will enjoy it. And that makes me feel so loved. And it feels like a rare, magical moment, like Christmas morning when you're a child. It's those emotions that I'm trying to hold on to. By keeping it perfect, it preserves those fleeting emotions that I felt at that time they gave me the gift. For Mother's Day, when my boys got me the heart stepping stone to put into the garden bed with the paint, because they know that their mom loves gardening, crafting, and hearts. So I'm holding on to that special moment when they gave it to me, when they were happy to see how excited Mom was. The gift was not meant to be hoarded or saved or kept in perfect condition. So why did I do that? Well, honestly, this behavior is a trauma response. It's become a coping mechanism to manage any emotions of shame, guilt, sadness, whether it's within myself or something outside hurt me, made me feel anxious or triggered. What this is, it's a coping mechanism to manage those nasty emotions. Because if I'm feeling it, I can say, wait, I know what to do to manage these emotions. I am going to go to where my perfect gifts are so I can relive the moment of feeling loved and seen and worthy to combat those emotions. But the truth is that I'm not even dealing with those emotions. I'm escaping. And I'm escaping back to the moments that I felt loved, and thus the continuous cycle of keeping the gifts perfect is my coping mechanism of choice alongside hoarding and saving everything.
Now, I'm going to declutter, clean, and reset this little nightstand as we continue the conversation about ADHD and perfectionism. Now, if this is something familiar to you, I want you to know that it's okay. And this is why you were trying to keep something in perfect condition. It was because you were trying to preserve a moment, the feeling of receiving something special, beautiful, or perfect, and you associated the gift or basket with a memory, identity, or significance. And by keeping it pristine, you're protecting the feeling that came with it. And you also might feel that by using it or altering it, it would have ruined the magic, which is very common with people who have deep emotional meaning to objects, especially ones with hoarding or sentimental attachment pattern. Perfectionism often says, if I use it or change it, I'll lose the specialness. Or what if I mess it up? Or maybe this is the one nice thing I have. I can't ruin it. Or something that I think if I don't keep it perfect, it means I didn't value it enough. But here's the truth. Keeping it perfect doesn't make it more meaningful. You already made it meaningful by just caring about it. So why does perfectionism show up in ADHD or hoarding or as a trauma response? Well, for ADHD, there's object permanence. And what that is that object permanence is the ability to remember that something exists even when you can't see it. With ADHD, when something is out of sight, it's often completely out of mind, like it's erased out of existence. So the instinct becomes, if I don't see it often, I need to preserve it perfectly so that when I do find it, it still feels valuable. It also leads to overcompensation, holding on to pristine items because once they're used, you fear they'll lose meaning and disappear from your life emotionally. An example thought would be, I better keep it in the original packaging so I don't forget how special this is. Perfectionism also shows up as a trauma response. Many people with trauma grew up in chaotic, unpredictable environments. Perfectionism becomes a survival strategy. If I can keep it just right, nothing bad will happen. So we project that perfectionism onto objects. If I keep this in perfect condition, I'm doing something right. Or if I use it, it might get ruined and I'll regret it. So I never let myself enjoy it. You might fear loss more than anything, like I do. So by keeping the gift perfect, you delay the grief of it being used up, broken, or associated with guilt, especially if it was from somebody meaningful. And sometimes perfectionism is avoidance in disguise. It feels like you're honoring the item by not using it, but really you're just procrastinating using the beautiful gift. Underneath of it, fear, guilt, and the pressure to do it right. Now let me pause a moment to show you this really quick. We had found these in the last churning of the hoard video in here. Now, I want to hang these up. These were bought a couple years ago, but what I want to do is I want to paint that white because I think it'll pop against the wall and look a lot better. So we're going to start doing that as we continue the conversation. And the last way perfectionism can show up is feeling gift guilt and identity tied to the stuff. There's often pressure to prove your gratitude by preserving the item. ADHD brains remember emotion through objects, so we keep the thing to keep the feeling, and we fear we'll lose the connection if we alter or use the item. You might even feel like you're the protector of that object sacredness. So now let's turn this around with gentle truths to break the pattern, because using it is not wasting it. Saving it endlessly is, though. And you're not obligated to keep something to prove you are grateful for the gift. And it's safe to enjoy things now. They were made for your life, not for your guilt, not as a coping mechanism. They were meant for you to enjoy in this moment right now. And we need to take action with nervous system reconditioning, because perfectionism isn't just about the stuff or a mindset issue. It's a somatic response. Your nervous system learned that perfection equals safety. So even small changes like using a special item or tossing the packaging can trigger a threat response. So here's what we're going to do to slowly rewire that. Name the pattern without shame. Shame locks the pattern in place. Naming it gently helps your brain say, "We're aware, not broken." That's why I'm making this video, to share that you're not alone in those emotions and that it's okay that we feel this way. So either say out loud or journal, "This item feels too precious to use. That's my perfectionism protecting me from the fear of regret, but I'm safe to use it now." Now I'm going to pause a moment to show you that I'm going to re-gift these, because that also helps me in transferring the joy. I have so much stuff, and I do recognize that I'm not going to be able to use it all up. Now, this bin that we're working in is covered in dust, and this is over 2 years worth of gifts that were kept underneath here, and a lot of it is crystals, because people know I've loved crystals since I was a little girl, and now that they're kind of trendy, people always buy me crystals. So of course, we're doing a no spend on crystals. But something else that I had realized is that I have to slow the flow of gifts coming in, because it's not just for my birthday or Christmas. I'm in a lot of friend groups, and there's always gifts being given for each occasion too. And I also donate to a lot of charities where I get thank yous for my contribution, and also different organizations like my Vixens crew team and other church groups that I'm in, where they like to give gifts. And I just need to control the flow. I just need to be able to say, it's okay to not accept this gift. Another thing we can do is use 1-2 special item on purpose. You're going to be training your nervous system that nothing bad happens when you do the opposite of an old pattern. So pick one item you've been saving. It could be a journal, a candle, a pen, a mug, and use it. While using it, breathe in and say that I'm safe. This joy is allowed. My life is worth using beautiful things. And depending where you are, you can start with doing it once a week and then slowly increase it. This is nervous system training disguised as daily life. Another thing you can do is give your inner you a permission slip that it's okay to use the item, because sometimes perfectionism came from fear or punishment or judgment, and we just need to feel like we're safe and allowed to use the item. It's okay. You're not in trouble if you use it. You can enjoy this now. No one's going to be mad. This is a safe home. And maybe this sounds silly, but it is what we're feeling inside. I also want you to celebrate in the small victories and let other people be aware of these victories as well, because being seen and validated builds positive reinforcement in your brain. So you can share with a trusted friend or even share on this platform. You can share in the comment section below. Like today, I used that beautiful candle I was saving for years, and I didn't wait for the perfect moment. I chose now, and it felt safe. Now, this auction basket that I won back in October 2024 is the last thing we're going to open up. And this originally was not a voiceover. I had actually made a video in real time talking about my emotions and going through it, but unfortunately, the video didn't save. I'm not sure why, but the main points that I was talking about was that I loved this basket and that since it's summertime, it's time to enjoy it, especially because we're going on a mini vacation for the 4th of July weekend, and that maybe I could even give some of this away. But also the reason why this was the last thing to open, even though there were still more gifts and items to go through, I could feel my anxiety was really rising because we had gone through so much. And respectively, I made sure that I wasn't going to force myself to open anything else. That's how I give myself self-love and self-protection and safety so that we can continuously move on and make progress at our own steps so that we don't regress. This is how we show our nervous system that there is safety in progress and there is a positive connection in letting go. And our final truth is that you are not being irresponsible for letting go of perfectionism. You are not dishonoring the object, the gift, or the giver. You are honoring your life. You're honoring your presence and your healing. And every time you use the item, enjoy the gift, or let go of the packaging, you are rewriting your story. I really hope that this video helped and resonated with all of you who struggle with this. And my hope and my prayer is that this video motivated and encouraged you to clean, declutter, and let something go in your home today too.